Maybe you're sitting in the college lounge or coffee shop somewhere, and a kid across the table says, "This is fine," while sipping coffee that clearly isn't. But they're not really talking about the coffee. They're quoting a cartoon, one where a dog sits calmly in a burning room. That cartoon made the rounds on Reddit years ago. And when they say it out loud, they're not trying to be funny. They're trying to be Reddit. That's what folks mean when they call someone a Reddit kid. It's not a clinical term, and it's not meant to be mean. It's just a nickname, slang that folks started using online to describe younger people, mostly teens or college types, who talk and act like Reddit is still open on a tab in their head. It's not about being on Reddit. Millions of people use the site just fine. But it's when someone takes the whole tone of Reddit and drags it into everyday life. Like the way they talk, the way they argue, or even the jokes they make. Reddit launched back in 2005. It grew fast. And by the early 2010s, it became a strange kind of clubhouse for everything. Science, politics, video games, obscure TV trivia, even old maps. And like any tight-knit group, it developed its own way of speaking. Sarcastic, wordy, heavy on inside jokes. That's the culture Reddit kids latched onto. You'll hear it in how they talk. They'll quote old memes like gospel, say things like cringe or based or simp in regular conversation. They'll argue like they're typing into a comment box. Long, winding, sometimes just to prove a point that nobody asked for. Some even talk in bullet points. I'm not even kidding. Now, none of this means that something's wrong with them. It's not some disorder. It's just behavior. Behavior that was picked up from spending a lot of time in one place. Think of it like an accent. Spend enough time around a certain crowd, and you start sounding like them. That's all this is. Reddit has this system called karma. Basically a way for users to upvote or downvote what they like or don't like. And over time, that kind of thing trains people. If you say something clever, you get a pat on the back. If you mess up, you get buried. So Reddit kids get used to that rhythm. They bring it with them, even when there's no one keeping score. The name itself, Reddit Kid, it didn't even come from Reddit. It showed up on other sites like YouTube, TikTok, and X, where people started poking fun at folks who acted like walking Reddit threads. What started as a joke turned into a nickname. And like most nicknames, it stuck around. Now, not every Reddit kid is the same. Some are just a little quirky. Others are flat out tiring. And others may have been radicalized. Here's the thing, though. They didn't get this way out of nowhere. They soaked it in. The internet is a very loud place. And that's where if you spend most of your time, it's going to shape how you talk, how you think, and how you carry yourself. And truth be told, it's not just Reddit. Every generation has their thing. Some kids copied radio hosts. Some kids copied TV characters. Now we've got folks learning to talk from comment sections. The danger is when it goes too far, when everything becomes a performance, a joke, a bit, when a real conversation turns into a one-man show with punchlines and comebacks rehearsed in their head, or maybe directly coming from memes. And that's when the wires really start to get crossed. Real communication isn't just words. It's knowing when to say something and when to hold back. It's knowing when someone needs an answer and when they just need somebody to listen. Reddit kids don't always catch that. Not because they're mean or bad, just because they've spent a lot of time reacting and not very much time reflecting. And maybe that's something worth checking in on ourselves too. Most of us spend the day scrolling, and after enough of it, you start hearing that tone in your own voice. It starts to creep in. Being clever online isn't the same as being present in real life. We don't need more punchlines. We need more people willing to sit in silence. Or actually, rather, engage in real conversation without dipping all the way into the realm of hate. We all soak things in, whether it's Reddit or something else. We tend to become what we feed our brains, bit by bit, joke by joke, until one day someone says, "This is fine." And they're not joking. And they're not talking about the coffee. These are Interesting Things with JC.